We have the Tom Brady. Let's go for it. Tom Brady playoff clutch performance. I don't know what we're calling it, but we're calling it the Brady Fantasy Playoff Most Valuable Player. We named this one. We named this off of Tom Brady because he is the most clutch player in playoff history. He is the GOAT. I can't believe I'm saying that on air. My friends are going to hear me say that. Damn.
I didn't say it. So.
Anyway, we have David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns, Kyren Williams of the Los Angeles. We heard that name a lot tonight, Kyren Williams. Lamar Jackson, Josh, you happy? We have Lamar. And we have CD Lamb, of course.
And CD.
Yes. And we have CD for you, Josh. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is your topic, bro.
Look at that.
Gotcha. So this is nice to see some different names, because we didn't hear from Njoku all night, Lamar, CD.
The studs. So I mean, we're getting the real good players. We had some BS players back there, some BS awards.
I don't think any of those players would be BS. Speak for yourself, buddy.
The mid, the blue tint, the heist, the waivers.
Before we get into our little notes here, Josh, why do you want Joe Flacco to be said so bad, Josh Wingate in the chat? Why? He came in for a couple games. He was awesome. Congratulations.
Wingate, we talked about Joe Flacco being one of these guys because we did look at weeks 15 through 17 and who did great. Joe Flacco was the 8th best fantasy player in fantasy football over those 3 weeks. Unfortunately, he had not the greatest week 1 of the playoffs. He had 19.9, which is not what you want to see from the quarterback position.
Lamar had less that week, Josh or Justin.
Did he? Well, yeah, he did. Lamar finishes the 3rd, so he had 0.4 less. The thing is, he scored 36 points in the championship. So.
Yeah, I get you. Raphael, we're talking fantasy playoffs, weeks 15 through 17. So Joe Flacco didn't have to have body of work. I get where Josh Wingate's coming from. But if you're making the playoffs and you're in the semifinals, it's hard to pivot to Joe Flacco. And if you did, good on you, really. But really, the guys that made the playoffs had the Jordan Loves, the Jalen Hurts, the Josh Allens. Like, that's the majority. Trust me, I'm in 26 freaking leagues. I saw one team with Joe Flacco in all 26 leagues in the finals. Seriously. I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all you guys are playing Joe Flacco, but not in my leagues. But if you played him, congratulations.
The team I went up against had Joe Flacco, and they won, but they didn't start Joe Flacco.
There you go. All right. So let's get these people out here. Njoku was a tight end 1 at that time, of course. 20.1 points per game at the tight end position. 29.9% of Njoku's total fantasy points, 29.9, almost 30%, came from weeks 15 through 17. So nearly 30% of his fantasy points came in this playoff run. That's pretty incredible. He had 22 receptions, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns off of 31 targets. Where was this all your career, Njoku? We really love to see it. CD Lamb had similar numbers as well. Was a wide receiver 1 in that time. 84 overall points, 28 points per game, 28, 37 targets, 26 receptions, nearly 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. Only 22.8 of his points came in this. I did a percentage on all of them, guys. 22.8 of his fantasy points came from this playoff run. And by the way, he did it all against playoff teams: Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. Lamar, quarterback 1 in this time, 26.2 fantasy points per game. That's incredible for a quarterback. 23.2 of his points came in the playoff run. He had 59 yards a game rushing per game. So 59 yards a game in rushing yards. That's pretty big because you expect Lamar to get more. You expect him to be at the 80, 70, whatever, like break out these huge games. In reality, he only averaged 49.5 rushing yards weeks 1 through 14. So he really steps it up an extra 10 yards in the playoffs for you. I mean, it's only 1 point, but still, it's still there. Really what happened was last week against Miami, had 36.3, really won you that fantasy. If you had Lamar on your team, you definitely won. And then, of course, our last guy, Kyren Williams, was the running back 3 at that time, 23.7 fantasy points, 27.8 of his points came in the playoff run. That's understandable, though, because he did miss so much time. He had 76 touches, 120 yards a game, and 5 total touchdowns in 3 weeks. It's hard. This one's hard. This one was very difficult because if you had Njoku, it was a difference maker. It truly was, because no other tight end was scoring that many points in this playoff run. Nobody. Jawan Johnson was not Jawan Johnson. God, that was embarrassing. Yeah, Jawan Johnson. Jawan Johnson was the tight end 2 in that time. nobody was starting him. Sam Laporta, 48 point. He almost had 20 more points than Sam Laporta. And Njoku was a boss. So anyway, anything to say?
No. Told you guys all to start David Njoku in your championships. So.
You did, and I told y'all to sell Kelsey. Hey, we're not talking about old stuff, Justin.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, no, this one was very tough. We went back. I think this probably took one of the longest times to figure it out because we had to really make sure that we got the right guy, and I think we did. He scored the most points in the last 3 weeks of the season, which is 3 weeks that matter the most. He got you to a fantasy championship, and then he won you the fantasy championship. This one was easy to me at that point.
Yep. So we're just gonna say it. CD Lamb, congratulations, Dallas. You won something. You won your the Brady Fantasy Playoff MVP award. So congratulations, Josh Wingate. Congratulations to you as well. Sorry, your boy Lamar didn't win. I think I rooted for Lamar. I think I voted for Lamar. Did I not?
You did not.
Did I vote for
Dave
CD?
voted for Lamar. You voted for CD. I voted for CD.
One of my guys. Okay.